Spency boy. What's up, my dudes? Supercross 25 DLC tracks for MX versus ATV Legends. All right, so you guys know that they had the Monster Energy Supercross replica track DLC this year. I would just have to assume they're going to do that again in 2025. So that's what I'm talking about in this video. Some of the improvements they could make with a 2025 Monster Energy Supercross DLC. Some different things they could do to just make it, you know, better in general type shit, right? Bro, this rhythm right here. Oh my God, I tell you what. They definitely did not hold back with these 2024 Monster Energy Supercross DLC tracks. These are hossin', bro. These are big dog, big daddy T sippin', bro. These are really, honestly, everything I was looking for in, like, you know, Supercross replica tracks in an arcade moto game. I mean, they have the skill gap, they have the jump complexity, they're not like super simplified and way too, you know, hyper-realistic one-to-one scaling and whatnot. They did a really good job at staying away from doing that with these, oh my God, bro. It's like one little mess up and you, bro, you're gonna case it for sure and might even pop off doing it, which... that, to me, is just Supercross in an arcade moto game. Like, if you're not ever coming up short on something, if you're not ever popping off on something or flipping over in the whoops or fucking up some section on the track, it just, to me, doesn't feel like Supercross. Do you know what I mean? And that's what happens in these arcade moto games if you don't amp the tracks up a little bit. If you don't peak the jumps out a little more and amp up the whoops a little more, it just doesn't create that same kind of feeling, right? So I hope they keep that up with the 2025 Monster Energy Supercross, you know, DLC. I really hope they keep up the peaked out jumps, difficult, skill gapped, you know, that creates that fun factor and that replayability that I always talk so much about. Now, another big thing is it should certainly give you the 2024 Monster Energy Supercross DLC tracks for free when you go in there to buy the 2025 Supercross track pack, okay? That is just like a given, I feel like, right? You know, and I feel like it should be that way with any sort of year of pro replica tracks, even if it's the pro motocross tracks. By the time you get to the newer year of it and the newer track pack of it, the newer version of it, all of the previous ones should just come along with that. You know, I think that is certainly a crucial thing that they should have with it so that you don't have to go back in there and buy the damn 2024 one on top of the 2025 one. Okay, I think we can all just kind of agree on that one there. You know what I mean? Because you're still going to be making money for people buying the 25 one, but like by the time you come out with that, they're literally going to have no reason to go in there and buy the previous years of it, so you might as well just give it to them. That would just give the game more track content at that point. Do you see what I'm saying? See what I'm sipping on right here? You smelling what I'm stepping in here, buddy boys? Okay, so that's major. Let me see if I can do a little first person on this shit, boy. Ooh, Spencer boy. Bro, it's so weird playing first person in a arcade moto game when you're so used to it on MX Simulator. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, so another, you know, big thing that I would like to see with it is I really hope that they are able to go in there and give you a really accurate version of the track from what the actual real life track ended up being from the very beginning. Okay, I really think this is kind of goofy how they have just, you know, recently updated some of these 2024 Monster Energy Supercross DLC tracks, and we're just a hop, skip, step away from 2025. Okay, you really should have a lot more of that finished and completed from the start. You shouldn't have to go back in there and update the tracks, you know, 4 or 20 different times. You just shouldn't have to do that. And I'm telling you, the more and the more accurate you get the track to the actual real life version of it from the start of when it very first comes out for the first time, that's when the majority of people are actually going to experience that track. So that's really when you're trying to get that, you know, don't mess up the first impression of it. You know what I mean? You don't want to come out with some, let's just say, Anaheim 1 2025 track replica, and it's like, you know, really off from the actual 2025 real life Anaheim 1 track. You don't want to come out with that and then have to go back in there and update it 6 or 9 months later when everybody's already done riding on the track. Okay, so that's another, definitely a major element to this right here. Whoa, dude. The rhythms you can hit on these tracks, bro. This is sick. I mean, I'm telling you right now, like, MX vs. ATV Legends, especially with this last update and the past few updates, there is just something with this game that just feels so much better. There's something about it. It's like they finally clicked it all together a little bit with fixing some of the bugs in the game and shit. I'm telling you, bro, if you haven't played this game this year, you might want to go check it out. And these Monster Energy Supercross official tracks in the game, they're legit, bro. They're T-Sipper approved, bro. This ain't no, you know, let's make everything tiny and let's make it look like a realistic Monster Energy Supercross track, but when you actually get on it, it's the easiest fucking never crash, never pop off track you've ever seen in your life. Okay? It's quite literally the opposite of that. Bro, look at the rhythms. Like, this is arcade Supercross Moto gaming. This is it right here. I don't know where along the lines y'all boys started trying to make an arcade moto game too hyper-realistic. I don't know where the hell that happened. But, like, this is what it's always been. A little bit bigger scaling, bigger rhythms. That's the whole point of having an arcade moto game with the Supercross in it. That's the whole point. Okay, so MX vs. ATV definitely understood the assignment on that. Alright? And it just feels good. Like there's a certain, I don't know, it's just got that right kind of feeling to it now that it was kind of missing there for quite some time, okay? So definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys like to see in a 2025 Monster Energy Supercross DLC. It's cool that they actually finally got the official license to it. And just change up the off tracks a little bit, change up the visuals a little bit, kind of change up the way you're making the stadiums a little bit, you know. Maybe change up the pre-made style a little bit. But like in general, you don't want to get too far away from the way that you were designing these 24 Monster Energy Supercross DLC tracks. You don't want to get too far away from this because this is pretty close to just what it needs to be. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you got some of the tracks that are a little bit more easy and simple. You got some of them that are a little more hardcore and extreme difficulty, you know. I feel like you got a decent balance with all that. You don't want to stray away from that too much here, bro. But I think another Monster Energy Supercross DLC track pack would just revitalize this game all over again. Probably one of the best things you could actually do to do that. Just saying, bro. From what I've seen from games like MX Simulator and even MX Bikes and some of these games, you know, the every year new replica tracks being put into the game is just such a must-have when it comes to keeping a moto game going and going and going year after year after year. It is the most important aspect to keeping a motocross game alive for years and years and years down the road. So whatever you got to do it, that's what you need to do. Especially the fact you ain't got no track editor and no custom tracks. You better for damn sure, at the very least, have every year the new replica Monster Energy Supercross and Pro Motocross tracks coming out for your game. So either way, man, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. I'll see y'all boys in that next one later, dudes.